Hey guys, what's up? Blu-ray Legend here. This video is a long time coming. I want to apologize for the delays it's been. Been really busy. I had to cancel the past videos that I've done for this that I've already had edited. I didn't like the way they were, so I'm just doing this start from scratch. I'm just gonna wing it. That's the best way I know how to do it. Anyway, I want to apologize firsthand for the wait I've been giving you guys on my DVD collection. Um, I didn't know if I wanted to do it at first, but you know what? I'm a movie buff. I collect all types of movies, DVD, Blu-ray, VHS. I don't care if it's a movie. I'm gonna buy it. Um, I'm taking a step back from breathing, from working on my restaurant I want to open. I'm gonna be focusing more on my YouTube channel, and I want to go further and further into that. Anyway, here it is, guys. Something that I've been saying I was going to do. Now it's coming to you right now. First up, we have the movie Unfriended. Uh, I really enjoyed this. It was pretty thriller. It didn't really scare me as much. It's a typical, we've seen a lot of these, and it was good for what it was. Me personally, I liked the first Purge, the first Luigi. They're from the creators, from the producers of the Purge and Luigi. Preferably, I prefer them two over this, and it's a shame because this had good potential, but I enjoyed it for what it was. Next up, we got Tyler Perry's a Medieval Halloween Boo 2. Um, I wouldn't say I was disappointed, but the first one was a lot better. It had its moments to the funniness. It was hard to watch sometimes for me. The first one just came out so good. They did so well. The second one felt pushed in the way. Uh, it just felt pushed in a lot of ways, in my opinion. Still a good movie. I watched it with my mom, my dad, my family. They all enjoyed it. But as a movie buff, it felt pushed. You know what I mean? It had some good actors in it. Of course, I'm a huge fan of Tyler Perry. I just felt this one was a little pushed. And what I mean by pushed, like it was rushed. Next up is a movie I bought on an impulse, not knowing much about it. This movie is let me figure out, is a superhero film from Finland. Um, when I first popped it in, I forgot to change the Finland language, and I was like, oh my god. I was like, I hope they gave me that option, and I switched it to English, and I really enjoyed it. It's called Rendell Dark Vengeance. It's like Spawn meets Batman in an all new dark twisted way, in my opinion. If you think about it, his face kind of does look like Spawn back here. So good. I'll read what the back of it says. Um, from the mind and visionary writer and director Jesse Haja comes a very first full-length superhero film from Finland. A, a brutal dark Avenger is born when a worldwide corporation known as Villa launches a untested vaccine into the market by bribing, threatening, and killing every official in opposition. Rendell unleashes his own special kind of hell against Villa, threatening to put the end to the distribution of the vaccine. But as blood spills and the money burns, Villa recruits a group of mercenaries to do what others seemingly can't: eliminate Rendell permanently. This was an awesome movie. I really enjoyed it. My first uh, first film I think I bought that's from a different country, but was brought to the States. I bought this at my local Walmart. Impulse buy because I thought it looked cool. I read the back and it caught me, and I bought it. I really enjoyed it. If you have not seen Rendell Dark Vengeance, please go check it out. It will not disappoint. I promise you that. Next up is a film that I watched when I was a kid. I like the old one and the 1995 version with Nicolas Cage, and that's Gone in 60 Seconds. This is like a guy's version of a romantic comedy of cars. We have the Fast and the Furious. In the 90 and 95, we had Gone in 60 Seconds. There were two films. The first film was amazing. This one just topped it. You get a sexy Angelina Jolie, Robert Duvall, Nicolas Cage, and Gavin Ripson. I don't know how to say his name. I'm sorry. I loved this when I was a kid. It's one of my dad's favorite Nicolas Cage movies besides Con Air. Con Air is one of my favorite Nicolas Cage movies of all time. You got John Malkovich, Steve Buscemi, Chris Rock, no, Dave Chappelle, my bad. I believe Chris Rock's in it too. Really enjoyed that when I was a kid. Next up, we have the Bourne trilogy. I'm a huge fan of Bourne trilogy. I do have Bourne Supremacy, but I will not show that. I do not like it. I didn't feel it fit in with any of this at all. I just felt they made that one. They really wanted Matt Damon, but I don't know what happened there. I didn't really care at the time because I loved these, and then they came back with an all-new Jason Bourne, and I just take Supremacy out and put that Jason Bourne right here. These are my all-time favorites. They were really great, action-packed. Really enjoyed these with my dad. This one has a little bit of... My old dog got a hold of this, and I'm really ashamed. It's my Clint Eastwood collection of Dirty Harry. I'm a huge fan of Clint Eastwood. Dirty Harry's is one of my favorite Clint Eastwood films. I love all Clint Eastwood, Gran Torino, Trouble with Curve, American Sniper, all these films he's doing now that he's directing, and Clint Eastwood is the oldest of the old, and he's still showing us that he can kick it. Really enjoyed that. Next up is a Bruce Willis collection, Ford Field collection of Die Hard. My dad is a huge fan of Bruce Willis, so Die Hard was pushed for me when I was a kid. I'm going to be saying a lot because I don't know what else to say. It's Bruce Willis, guys. I love all his movies. Die Hard is one of my favorites. And Red. I love the Red. I would love to see a third one. That would be awesome. Really enjoyed this. My dad is a huge fan of these. You can watch them over and over and over and over and over again. The first one is his favorite. He enjoyed the fifth one, just not as much as he did the rest. And he didn't enjoy Live Free or Die Hard, but he liked it. How it follows in and everything. He really enjoyed it. Next up is Claire Holt and Mandy Moore, 47 Meters Down. I enjoy all shark films, so I don't care if the shark films suck or they're B-rated. I even like the Sharknado films. I mean, I can't believe how many there are, but I really enjoy those too for what they are. It's a B-movie, cheesy action comedy. It's fun, but I really enjoyed this. This was very fun. If you have not seen 47 Meters Down, it's a typical surviving in the water, kind of like Open Water, Deep Blue Sea, Deep Blue Sea 2, which I watched, and I kind of enjoyed it and kind of didn't. I was on the fritz about it, but I really enjoyed this. Next up is Dax Shepard and Michael Penn, and that's Chips. I really enjoyed Chips. I watched this with my father-in-law. He really enjoyed it. It's just an all-out blast, guys. We watch this when we're just having a few drinks and we want to kick back. We put in Chips or Baywatch. He really enjoys Baywatch. I enjoy Chips. I watched Chips, the original TV series. Of course, reruns. I didn't grow up. I'm not as old. I'm only 25. So I've seen reruns with my grandpa when he was alive, and I really enjoyed Chips then, and I enjoyed the movie. I really hope they do a part two. That'd be kind of cool. Next up, we got Elektra. It's a Marvel. Basically, Jennifer Gardner as a badass. That's what you can say, a hot badass. Um, I believe at the same time she did this, I believe she did 13 going on 30. She was sexy in that too. Really good film. Next up is Ghost Rider. The best one, Spirit of Vengeance. Disappointed me, but I really enjoyed this one. Nicolas Cage, Sam Elliott, Eve Mendes, just a great cast. This one had a better story than the second one. The second one felt pushed. This one just felt right to me. Next up is the 2008 Incredible Hulk with Edward Norton, Lee Tyler, Tim Roth, and William Hurt. Really good. Captain America Civil War. Don't have to say nothing about it. It was a great film. Captain America First Avenger. Enjoyed this one as well. I'm a Marvel fan, so I can't say much about these films because I love all Marvel movies. I mean, I do find some flaws in them, but not as much as I could say about some other movies because they're doing the best they can, and they're doing it well. I watched Avengers Infinity War. Blew me away. If you have not seen that, please go hit the theaters, see that. I know May 18th I'm going to see Han Solo and Deadpool 2. I really can't wait for Deadpool 2, guys. Really excited for that, too. Next up is Doctor Strange. To be honest, this is going to shock all of you. I have not watched this film. I watched the beginning, and that's it. I'm not a huge fan of Doctor Strange comic books. I've never read them. I read bits and pieces, and everybody's telling me, "Come on, watch it, watch it, watch it." I love all the actors. I don't know what it is. It's just, I don't know. For you guys, I'll watch it, and I'll let you know in a video of just Doctor Strange how I felt, what I liked about it. I'll do that for you guys. You got the 2-disc special edition 2003 Hulk. I enjoyed this when I was a kid. A lot of people hate it, but I liked it. At the time, there was nothing like it, and it came out at the right moment and no, this is not part of the cinematic universe. It's just a Marvel film they put out. It's, in my opinion, it's based off the TV series. This Hulk is based off the TV series, and it was good for what it was. You got to see Hugh Ferrigno in one scene where the new Hulk was walking by, and he was walking in as a cop. It was really fun. Next up is three of my favorite movies with Wesley Snipes, besides U.S. Marshals, with Tommy Lee Jones and Robert Downey Jr. and Wesley Snipes. Very good film if you haven't seen that in the 90s. You got the Blade trilogy. I know it's a 4-film collection. I do not like Blade House of Johnson. It was the worst one ever. To be honest, I love all three Blades. I love the story. Blade Trinity was awesome. Ryan Reynolds was in that. Jessica Biel was in that. Triple H is in it from WWE. Really good star hit cast. And that is also his character in Trinity, Wade Wilson. By the way, guys, if you did not know that. And then next up, you got the X-Men Experience Collection. X-Men First Class, X-Men X2, United, X-Men Last Stand. I enjoy all X-Men. This first DVD collection is my collection, my adult collection, and then I'll do my son's. I got a few adult movies behind his. I'll do that in the next video. I'm set for time. I'm trying not to be too loud so I don't wake up my wife and my son. Next up is my 2-disc special edition of Punch Drunk Love, and this was actually the first digibook I owned. I bought this actually at a truck stop. It's a beautiful digibook, guys. I love this. The only problem that I had with it from the get-go was one of the clips is broke right here, so my disc don't stay in. So every time I open it, it pops open. So I gotta hold it like this. I really enjoyed this movie when I was growing up. A lot of my friends hated it. It's not your typical Adam Sandler movie. It's it's a serious movie. You have to sit down. You can't have no distractions. It will lose you. But I really enjoyed that. Next up is Happy Madison production. Grandma's Boy. Oh my goodness. 2006. I was in sixth grade. All my friends would hang out and watch this movie, smoke a little wacky tobacco. Really enjoyed this movie. As a video game lover and as a movie lover, this hit every mark. It was it was a really good movie of 2006. I mean, you get, let's see, Alan Covert, which is actually an executive producer to all Adam Sandler movies. Peter Dante, which is in Big Daddy and a lot of his 90s movies. He's hardly in them now. It's kind of shocking. The last movie Peter Dante was, and he played himself in here. His character was Dante, and he was a weed dealer. He was funny, but the last movie, I remember him being in a movie with Adam Sandler in the movie. I believe was I Now Pronounce You Chuck and Larry, which had Kevin James, Adam Sandler, and a lot of other people that's been in his movies for a long time. Uh, that was a good film. This was really good for when I was a kid. Next up, you got Volume 4, ESPN Ultimate NASCAR 100 Defining Moments. I'm a NASCAR fan. I grew up watching NASCAR with my dad. My um, I'm from Indiana, guys. I'm a I love NASCAR. It's one of my favorite sports besides football, wrestling, UFC. I really enjoy watching NASCAR. It's easy to follow when you're hammered. Jeff Dunham said it right. Every time I watch NASCAR, I want to drink a beer. Next up, you've already seen this in my Paul Walker collection, my Vin Diesel collection, and that's Steve Zane, Paul Walker, and Lily Sabatsky, Joyrider. I hope I said her name right. I enjoyed this movie. It was really fun. Really good thriller. Next up is A Haunted House 2. I enjoy the Haunted House collections. I enjoy the scary movies. Only the ones with Keenan, Marlon, and Shane. I like the rest, but the first two were funnier to me. The rest felt like they were pushed and overdone. I just felt that Marlon and his brother just they brought a whole new. When they did it, they had a. It felt like they enjoyed it more than everybody else because they were doing it together. And I really want to see a White Chicks too. I enjoy all Marlon Wayne's movies. 50 Shades Dark. What was it? 50 Shades Blacker or something like that. Really enjoyed that. Naked on Netflix was funny. It was like a twist on Groundhog Day and a lot of other movies like that. But he always woke up in an elevator naked. It was really cool. It was funny. Next up, we got the first Thor. Again, Marvel movie. Don't have to say much. Um, Great cast. You got Anthony Hopkins, uh, Natalie Portman, Henderson, or something. I can't. A lot of great uh, actors in here. Chris Hemsworth. Really enjoyed this movie when it first came out. I was in the 11th grade when this came out. It was awesome. Really enjoyed it. The 2013 The Wolverine. Really enjoyed this one until Logan came out. Logan is my favorite Wolverine movie of all time. They're all really great. I enjoy the whole Wolverine comic books, the movies. It's just phenomenal. Uh, I can't wait to see what Deadpool does with X-Force. There's been rumored that they're going to make an X-Force movie because of the scene where they're on the airplane and he goes, X-Force, badass version of X-Men. And in the movie trailer and in the movie poster for X-Force, you see Hugh Jackman portraying Wolverine again. I really hope that happens. Next up, we have Thor: The Dark World. Don't have to say much. It was a good movie. Anthony Hopkins is one of my favorite actors too. He's old, but he can still kick it with some young guns. He had an alright part. Iron Man started the whole cinematic. Oh, man, did I have a lot of fun with this. I actually want to watch this now. This movie came out in 2003. It's a Happy Madison production, and it's Dan Carvey, the master of disguise. I remember when this came out, we went to Movie Gallery at my local movie gallery in Spencer, Indiana, and my dad rented this on impulse, and we just laughed our asses off during this whole movie. It was just fun, outgoing. It was just amazing. The comedy was just perfection, in my opinion. And of course, that's my opinion, and everybody's welcome to their own opinion. But Dan Carvey is a great comedian, and he shows that in The Master of Disguise. And I want to watch this so bad now, man. It's been so long since I've seen this movie. I forgot I had this in my collection. Underworld. We all love Scott Underworld. Kate Beckinsale growing up. Everyone my age thought she was hot. Scott Speedman, man, he did an awesome job playing in these movies. One of my favorite movie series also. Really enjoyed it. I've always thought Kate Beckinsale was beautiful. Next up is one of my favorite Sean Connery films besides the 007. I believe he's the one that started that. Hit me in the face if I was wrong. And this is Sean Connery, The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. I remember when this came out, my dad saw the trailer for it when we was watching the movie. I can't remember what movie it was, but they showed this in the preview. And instantly, my dad was like, I have to see that. And when it came out, we rented it, and when it came out on DVD, he bought it. I really enjoyed this film. I can watch this film over and over and over again. It was awesome. If you have not seen The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, this is like my Easter egg to my whole collection. A lot of people don't know about this movie and how good this movie was. And it's a really good movie. If you have not seen The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, please check it out. It's a really great movie. Action, it was just phenomenal. Next up is one of my favorite movies of 2009, 2010, however you want to say it. Woody Harrelson, Jesse Eisenberg, Emma Stone, and Abigail Breslin, however you want to say that. Zombieland, rumored of a part 2. This was funny. Me and my uncle can watch this all the time. Of course, we play Call of Duty and we love zombies, so this was perfect to come out in the time it did. Bill Murray gets shot and killed in that movie, okay? It was funny. I really enjoyed that. Next up is another Happy Madison movie, 2002. Mr. Deeds. It's one of my dad's favorite Adam Sandler movies. He loves all Adam Sandler movies, except for one, and that's 8 Crazy Nights, which I'm different from him. I enjoy 8 Crazy Nights. I watched that during the holidays, and I'm not even Jewish. You know what I mean? So, Mr. Deeds was awesome. I enjoyed it. Adam Sandler, guys, back in the 90s and 2000, he was unstoppable. And in my opinion, he's still unstoppable. He's doing great. Just some of his movies still push sometimes. Next up is the Divergent series, Allegiant. Eh, that's how I feel. This, I really hope someone has seen this movie. Um, Honestly, I like this movie better than the first Matrix, and I'm a Keanu Reeves fan. Keanu Reeves, if you see this, no disrespect, you're awesome. But Equilibrium challenged that, and what year did this come out? Damn, I can't even find a year on this. It's so hard to find. When in doubt, check the disc. I want to say early 2000s. I'm going to be honest. On the front it says, "Forget the Matrix. This movie will blow you away," and it does. It has Christian Bale, uh, Emily Watson, and Ty Diggs. This movie was awesome. I'm going to read this back right here of Equilibrium. If you have not seen this though, please go check it out. I didn't forget the Matrix, but I almost wanted to when I saw this film. Devouring awesome high-tech action and the power-packed style of The Matrix and The Mortality Report, Equilibrium stars Christian Bale, Reign of Fire, that was the movie he did before he got into this one, Ty Diggs, Chicago, and a thrilling look at a future where the only crime is being human. In the attempt to end wars and maintain peace, mankind has outlawed things that trigger emotion, literature, music, and art to uphold the law. A special breed of police is assigned to eliminate all transgressors, but when the top enforcer, Dale, messes a dose of emotion blocking drug, he begins to realize that things are not as they seem. Also starring Sean Penn, The Lord of the Rings, and Emily Watson, Red Dragon. Phenomenal action-packed movie. A lot of twists, a lot of turns, but it's very good. And that is Equilibrium. I bought this like 4 years ago. I had no idea this was even a thing. I'm pretty sure this was in the 90s, though. I want to say this was in the 90s. If you know what year this came out, please put it in the comment section. Please and thank you. Next up is a four-film laugh pack. You got Forgetting Sarah Marshall, Get Him the Greek, Role Models, and Wanderlust. Uh, Dang, two films with Paul Rudd, and if you don't know, Forgetting Sarah Marshall and Get Him to Greek are connected. Watch the two, and you will find out. Role Models is one of my favorite Shane William Scott, Paul Rudd films of all time. I've never seen Wanderlust, but I may have to watch it because it has Jennifer Aniston in it, and I didn't even know it. Anyway, I'm really glad I have that. I really enjoy Forgetting Sarah Marshall. Of course I do. Next up is Sandra Bullock, The Blind Side. It has Tim McGraw in it, one of my favorite country music artists. I like all genres of music, rap, rock, metal, screamo. I like it all. I really enjoyed this film. It's a very emotional film. Uh, One of my favorite football players of all time for the Baltimore Ravens, Michael Orr, one of the best linemen in my opinion. One of my favorite safeties of all time for the Baltimore Ravens, hands down. I don't know if he's a safety. Defensive player, Ray Lewis, and he was the longest uh, defensive player to be in the NFL ever in history, 16 years. Next up is a Ron Howard film, Chris Hemsworth, based on a true story, and that's Rush. I really enjoy racing movies like this. One of my favorite racing movies of all time is Driven with Sylvester Stallone. That was a really good film. This was a really good one too. I really haven't watched much of it, but I want to because I really like Formula One racing and Le Mans racing. That really gets me going. I enjoy racing games. Uh, I got this because, to be honest, Ron Howard, he makes some good films, and when I heard of Rush, I knew the story from studying racing. A lot of my friends are wanting to go into Formula One, and 'cause they like the sound of the motor and they love cars. So I got it, and plus it has Chris Hemsworth in it, and he's doing a lot of stuff. And it was weird seeing him in a movie like this. Next up is a Woodlawn. It's a Christian movie. The true story has Sean Astin, Nick Bishop, Clav Castile, Sierra Shepherd, and John Vlight. If you don't know who John Vlight is, that is Angelina Jolie's father, and also was in a lot of movies. In 1998, he was in the movie Anaconda with Ice Cube, Jennifer Gardner? No. Lopez. Jennifer Lopez. He was the guy that, oh my god, he got swallowed whole. The giant anaconda just wrapped around him. I want to find that movie now on DVD. I want to watch it so bad. I wonder if it's on Netflix. I really enjoyed Anaconda. Next up is two of everybody's favorite Adam Sandler movies of all time, and that's Happy Gilmore and Billy Madison. I don't have to say anything. They speak for themselves. I got my Will Ferrell 4-film collection. We got Old School, Blades of Glory, and it also has Ben Stiller, Zoolander, which Will Ferrell is in there, and my favorite Will Ferrell and Chris Kattan movie. I'm a huge fan of Chris Kattan. That's A Night at Roxbury. The whole reason I got this collection was for Night at the Roxbury. I loved that movie in the 90s. I could watch it over and over and over and over again. My dad actually got mad at me for watching it so many times, and he literally destroyed that VHS. So now I have it in my collection. I'm happy. I really enjoy that. Next up is Johnny Knoxville, Shane William Scott, Jessica Simpson, and The Dukes of Hazzard Unrated. I really enjoyed this film. This is my wife's favorite film. Uh, it's my favorite film too. I mean, look, it's Jessica Simpson. Things that make you go, yeah. God, I don't want to edit that out. That was so perfect. Next up, as a video game fan, uh, me and my older brother are big fans of Halo. So, of course, Halo 4, Forward Unto Dawn. I'm going to be honest, this was actually really good for Microsoft. It's a Microsoft 343 Industries movie. There's been talk of Halo movies all the time. I have this one, Halo Nightfall, and Halo Fall into Reach. I enjoy all three. This is my favorite. Master Chief is just a flat out fucking badass in this movie. If you have not seen Halo 4 Forward Unto Dawn, please check it out. I really enjoyed this. This is another Easter egg in my collection that a lot of people don't know that's good. It's cheesy, and it's a video game movie. I mean, all the bad lucks we've had with video game movies, it's hard sometimes to watch. Like Assassin's Creed, they tried, they almost got it, but they failed. It's still a great movie. A lot of people love that movie. My brother-in-law loved that movie, and I told him it was hard for me to watch. Growing up playing the video games, I think they nailed uh, the synchronized vision of. It's hard to talk about because I'm not playing the game. I can't remember the names of the shit. God damn. Uh, but anyway, it was really good for a video game movie. In my opinion, one of the best video game movies ever made was in 2005, and that was Doom with The Rock and Carl Urban. Next up is Adam Sandler, Seth Rogen, and Leslie Mann, and that's Funny People, from the director of The 40-Year-Old Virgin and Knocked Up. I really enjoyed this film. It was just out there. You also got Jonah Hill in here. Let's see, who else is in here? And this came with two versions of the movie, unrated and theatrical. I never watched theatrical. I'm old enough, so I just watch unrated. I've been watching unrated when I was like 12. I was born in the 90s. What's rated R in the 90s? Your parents let you watch whatever you wanted. It's not like this generation. You watch a rated R movie and you take your kid to see a rated R movie and you get frowned upon. It's like, come on, you only live once. You might as well live it. Let us watch what we want to watch. Who cares how old you are? If you can't understand it, then that's fine. Then he didn't get nothing out of it. He got to see the action. He got to see the blood, the gore. But if it sticks with him, that's a different story. But for me, I grew up watching RoboCop, uh, Terminator, all these Rambo. Like Rambo was the glorious movie, especially the 2007 Rambo. Oh my God! Like blood, guts just coming everywhere, and they would Sylvester Stallone shot someone in the head. You'd see half their brain come out the backside of their skull. Next up is the first movie I bought myself, 2006, and as Dane Cook, Jessica Simpson, and Dax Shepard, and that's Employee of the Month. This is funny as hell. Me and my little brother, when I bought this, my dad rented it, and it's from the producers of Wedding Crashers, which is one of my favorite Owen Wilson and Vince Vaughn films that they have done together. Uh, I think that was the only one they did together, wasn't it? At the time when that came out. Because my favorite Vince Vaughn film he did with Ben Stiller, which was Dodgeball. That was very fun. But I really enjoyed this movie. This was funny. It was outgoing. It was just out there. And Dane Cook at the time was just phenomenal on the comedy stage, guys. And I want to see him in more movies. The last movie I seen him in, which I've ruined the movie. I was a young man, and that is Good Luck Chuck. And if you've seen the movie, you'll know why. Next up is based on the characters created by Tom Clancy, rest in peace, Jack Ryan, Shadow Recruit. I really enjoyed this film. Of course, I enjoyed Kevin Costner, and I can't remember this dude's name. Saved my life. It's not even on the damn cover. Well, of course, I bought this at Family Video at one of their sales. It didn't bother me, but I really enjoyed it. I'm a huge Kevin Costner fan. Next up is the Laugh Out Loud 3-film collection. You got Talladega Nights. Uh, it's another Will Ferrell collection. Step Brothers, which is one of my favorite movies of 2008. Me and my friend David could watch this movie over and over again. It was to the point to where we didn't even have to watch the movie. We could just talk to each other about the movie and just start to finish with line after line after line. And then after that, we watched The Other Guys over and over and over again with Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg. One of my favorite moments of that movie, of The Other Guys, we've all seen that a lot. Talladega Nights, it was just awesome. Step Brothers was just outgoing. Same with Talladega. Everything Will Ferrell does is just, it's so outgoing and it's so him. But one of my favorite moments of The Other Guys, I got two favorite moments, is where Samuel Jackson and Dwayne The Rock Johnson are on top of that roof, and all you hear is, I want to say, Red Hot Chili Pepper song. I'm pretty sure. Oh my God, my brother would kill me if I get this wrong. But they're looking down and they're chasing these guys, and they look at each other and say, "Aim for the bushes." They're in freaking New York City on a building, main like this road around them. Where are the damn bushes? It was so stupid, but it was yet so funny. Like aim for the bushes, and they just jump. And then my other favorite moment is where Will Ferrell uh, Mark Wahlberg hands Will Ferrell a gun and it's wooden, and he hits Mark Wahlberg in the nose with the wooden gun. That was not supposed to happen. Will Ferrell actually did that to make the scene more real. Alright, guys. These next two films, very hard for me to talk about. Um, this man died in 1996. One of my favorite comics of all time. And I get of all time. I like Adam Sandler, but I like this guy more. He's done a lot. Well, he used to do a lot of great things. The only problem was he was a drug addict. I really wish he wasn't. And that's Chris Farley's Tommy Boy, Holy Shnikes edition, and Beverly Hills Ninja. Two of my favorite Chris Farley movies of all time. And yes, I'm starting to tear up because I was born in '93. I didn't know about Tommy Boy, I would say, until about '97, '98. And I asked my dad, I was like, man, why don't they do another one? And they've always talked about it. My dad said they can't because Chris Farley's dead. And I was like, wait, I just watched this movie. He goes, son, that came out in 1995. And I was like, oh, okay. That sucks. But rest in peace, Chris Farley. These are two movies that I will never get rid of. And I really want to get on Blu-ray and really want to see a 4K edition. In my opinion, Chris Farley deserves a 4K edition. You can disagree with me all you want, but at the time, Chris Farley came out of a point to where the 80s they had Eddie Murphy. In the 90s they had Adam Sandler, Rob Schneider, Mike Myers, Chris Farley, David Spade, and a lot of others. Chris Farley was the king of the 90s. You can hate me all you want. If you're watching this video and you disagree, this is my opinion. Chris Farley was the funniest guy in the 90s. A lot of people agree with me. It was a shame that he died so soon. But I really enjoyed these films. And I know I'm talking more about these than I have some of the others. But my dad introduced me to these movies. And I really love them. They're my favorite movies. When my dad dies, I hate to say that, but I'm pretty sure I'll end up putting these in his casket. That's how much these movies mean to me. I never really had a bond with my dad. Sorry. I never really had a bond with my dad, but when we watch these, we'll bond all day, baby. Sorry. Sucks not having a bond with your dad. Next up is two other Adam Sandler movies. Oh, I'm sorry, guys, I got emotional. Anyway, blah, blah. I believe this was the third film they did together. Yes, they did Wedding Singer, 50 First Dates, and Blended. That's Drew Barrymore and Adam Sandler blended. I gave it away. I'm such a dork. Anyway, I enjoyed this film. It was fun. This film caught me off guard. It was fun though, and that's The Cobbler. If you have not seen this film, at least give it a shot. It's very fun. I will talk about it, but it's hard to explain at points. It was really good though, in my opinion, of course. Mm, what's in this stack? Yeah, we'll do this one. Next up is 42, the Jackie Robinson story. Chadwick Boseman, Harrison Ford. Great movie. I enjoyed this movie. 2013. I love this movie. I love movies that are based on a true story. It's uplifting and it's inspiring. I'm reading what's on the back. If you've seen this movie, this was just phenomenal. It told Jackie Robinson's story, in my opinion, as well as they could for Hollywood. You know what I mean? But it was really good. One of my other favorite movies that I really enjoyed that is based on a true story was that movie, I believe it was 2012, Lincoln, about Abraham Lincoln. I actually, my senior year, I brought that movie in to my teacher, and we all actually watched it on our last day of school. And Adam Sandler, Kevin James, I now pronounce you Chuck and Larry. My dad loved this film too, even though it was about gay sex, but you know what? It's your life. Do what you want. Doesn't bother me. And, oh man, I forgot I had this too. 2006 was a great year for uh, Adam Sandler. He had two great movies come out. From the director of Happy Gilmore and Big Daddy, it was, who was it? Dennis Dugan did Happy Gilmore and Big Daddy. He's done a lot of Adam Sandler's films, and he brought bench warmers with Rob Schneider, David Spade, and John Heder. Great film. This is for all those kids that wanted to play sports but was the bench warmers, the nerds. I enjoyed this film. And no, if you're asking, I was not a nerd. I played sports. Next up is one of a lot of people's favorite Jim Carrey movie because for the fact it was from the director of Liar Liar, and that's Bruce Almighty. My dad loves this movie. He could watch this movie all the time. Two of his favorite actors is in it, Jim Carrey and Morgan Freeman. Me and my dad have a lot of favorite actors. The best part about this movie is all of it. Um, Jim Carrey is just a comic genius. Uh, I also enjoyed The Mask. Liar Liar always makes me laugh with the bloopers. Just like this did, the bloopers is just as good as Jim Carrey's actual movie sometimes. It's awesome how he does his comics. And one of my other favorite Jim Carrey movies, which was hard for him to come out of, was when he did Man on the Moon. I enjoyed that film a lot. The one of my favorite films that I like, my dad don't like. I really enjoyed The Cable Guy with Matthew Broderick. I enjoyed that film just as much as any of the other Jim Carrey films. A lot of like all the typical ones, Liar Liar, The Mask. What else is there? The Truman Show. That is another good one. I don't know if I said that yet. But he's been in so many movies, it's hard to pick out what movie of Jim Carrey's you like the most. I enjoyed Yes Man. That was a good one. I enjoy all Jim Carrey's movies. I don't think my all-time favorite Jim Carrey movies, and I'm a 90s kid, you guys know where I'm going, Ace Ventura. And I would love to see Jim Carrey take on that role again to do a number. I think it was a third because they had the son of Ace Ventura on Cartoon Network movie. But that kind of was like, eh. I was a kid when that came out, but I really enjoyed Ace Ventura. That was Jim Carrey at his finest, and he's still at his finest. He can still do those roles. It's just I don't think nothing's come across the table that he's liked at all. Here's the movie that started Drew Barrymore's career, and it's the Freddy. Oh, that's E.T., the extraterrestrial. This is my brother CJ's favorite movie. I remember when I was a kid, my dad, when he first started truck driving, it was before I was born. He got my brother, an ET statue, and it was legit. I don't know ever knew what happened to that ET statue, but my brother loved that statue so much that I would play with it, and he would get so mad and beat the crap out of me. And And I don't know how many times I'd walk in his bedroom and stub my toe on that damn statue. But it was so cool. It was awesome. Movies that remind you of your childhood just make you cry and see how far you've grown up. Uh, of course, I wasn't born when this came out. This was in 1982. Neither was my brother. He was born in '86. My sister was born in '89, and then I was born in '93. I believe my sister was born in '89 or '88. I can't remember. And then my younger brother was born in '96. But we all enjoyed E.T. growing up. Like I said, this started Drew Barrymore's career, and it's a great film. Still is a great film, and I got the anniversary edition, which don't mean nothing on the DVD. Ghost Rider: Spirit of Vengeance. Focus with Will Smith. Have not seen it yet. I heard really awesome things. It's not that I don't like Will Smith. I love Will Smith movies. Uh, Enemy of State, Independence Day, 7 Pounds, Hitch, Pursuit of Happiness. Another one of my favorite Adam Sandler movies. I don't know why I thought of this while I was thinking of Will Smith. Reign Over Me. It was about a survivor of 9/11 and how he lost his whole family or something like that to 9/11. But I really enjoyed. I enjoyed that film. I have not watched this. This is about Will Smith and a group of people basically rob a casino, I believe. I don't really know. I have not seen this. I want to. Next up, you got Ice Cube, uh, Triple X, State of the Union. I enjoyed this Triple X. I'm a fan of Ice Cube. I like all his movies that he does. I like his music. Um, it's from the director of Die Another Day, which was a good movie. Uh, I really enjoyed this. I also enjoyed the new one, which had a quick cameo with Ice Cube. And I really want to see Vin Diesel and Ice Cube collab, and if they ever do another Triple X um, together at the same time, that would be awesome because that would be a great film. Ice Cube, Vin Diesel, two different actors from two different perspectives, in my opinion. And you gotta love comedy when you get the full baked edition, Dave Chappelle and Half Baked. My older brother introduced this to me, and I enjoy it. I bought this. My actual brother, man, I want to watch this with him again. And when I watch it, almost makes me want to do that stuff again. Uh, Next up is a good movie from 2006. Really good movie. I believe it won a lot of awards, and I believe it got uh, some. Uh, uh, I don't even know, but it has Joaquin Phoenix, Reese Witherspoon, Walter Ryan. It's about the life of Johnny Cash. I enjoy this movie. I'm a huge Johnny Cash fan. So when this movie came out, this movie is awesome. Walk the Line. If you have not seen Walk the Line, it's a really good film. Next up is the only movie with Brandon Lee, which is Bruce Lee's son, and that's The Crow. I will never get rid of this movie. This is one of my favorite movies of the 90s. 1994. I was 1 year old when this movie came out. And I did not watch it until 1998, maybe 2000. I watched it with my uncle. This was awesome. I enjoy this movie a lot. There have been a lot of sequels, to this movie, but nothing tops the only performance of Brandon Lee. This was awesome. And this was before Sin City, before The Dark Knight. Rose, there was The Crow. The Dark Lord, Revenge Fantasy. It's just awesome, guys. If you've not seen The Crow, I'm sorry. You're missing out. It's a really good film. Alright. What do I say about this next movie? At the time, that 70s show was going on. American Pie was going on. And out of nowhere, growing up, you get an Ashton Kutcher, Shane William Scott, Dude, Where's My Car? And you get young, hot Jennifer Gardner in this film. This film was outrageous. 2001. Man, 2001. Perfect time for this movie to come out, 9/11. We needed some laughs, and they brought it with Dude, Where's My Car? We're getting down to the last stack of this video. I want to take a little bit of an intermission here. Son of a bitch. To talk about some of my collector's editions. I'm going to slow down. I've done a lot of talking, and I kind of want to take a break. So I'm really enjoying this video a lot. Yes, I did throw Ghost Rider: Spirit of Vengeance. It was hard for me to watch because the first one did so well, and then they brought a shit sequel. And there's nothing that pisses you off more is when the first film does good and then the second film just goes down the fucking toilet. Sorry for my language. But that's how I feel about that movie. And it upsets me because I wanted to enjoy it just like everybody else. But it was just completely crap. A lot of people would agree with that, and a lot of people would disagree. A lot of my friends enjoyed Spirit of Vengeance, but I know my friends that I hang out with, the ones that I watch my nerd movies with, they hated that film. When I bought that film and I brought it over and they watched it, they begged me to take it outside and shoot it with my gun. That's how bad my friends hated that film. So now I tease them. I go, hey man, I got a new film. You want to watch it? Well, I'll open up the package and I'll take out the new disc and I'll put Spirit of Vengeance in there. And they'll go, I'll be like, hey, you guys want to put this in? I'm kind of chilling right now. And they'll open up and they'll see that and they go, God damn it, Raymond, what the fuck are you doing? We hate this movie. Oh, here's the actual disc. It's just, they hate me for doing that. And I do it every time. Has anybody ever had these Monster Hydros? I did not like the mean green one. This ain't the actual shit. It's a good thing nothing came out. I really didn't like the mean green one. I actually just filled it up with Mountain Dew. Anyway, we're going to get into my collector's editions here. I got one missing. Just give me 1 sec. Alright guys, before I go into the other videos, I want to go ahead and get my collection, my favorite collection parts of my DVD out of the way. First up we have the 7-film collection of Jigsaw. I know this came out on Blu-ray, but I like watching some of my horror films on DVD because you get that fuzzy line come across the screen. I really enjoy that. And then I got the 8th film, which I have not watched yet. I've seen all 7. I want to check this out here soon so I can do a long, really kind of old a year. Should have did it when it came out, which is a review about it. Hopefully it's good, just like the others. My other favorite collection is the Legacy Collection, Planet of the Apes. I enjoy all the Planet of the Apes. The only Planet of the Apes film I don't have is the one with Mark Wahlberg. Resident Evil, the collection. 5-film collection, Jim Carrey, Ace Ventura, Dumb and Dumber, The Mask, Yes Man, and Ace Ventura, When Nature Calls. All 5 of my favorite Jim Carrey films. Next up is my favorite, the complete collection of Lethal Weapon, which actually came with a cozy. The cozy says, "Chill out, bro." I enjoy the Lethal Weapons a lot. My dad is a big fan of Mel Gibson. Next up is a collection that I want on Blu-ray, and that's The Godfather. I really enjoy Godfather. There's not much I can say about Godfather. It speaks for itself. It's a long movie, but I enjoy it. I started watching it when my wife was asleep, and she woke up and she couldn't believe it was still going. We actually had to stop watching it because it was so long and she was tired. Next is Jackass, the Heaven Film Collection. I enjoy these movies. I can't remember his name, and it's going to hurt me. It's one of my favorite. Bam Margera, best friend, rest in peace. I can't remember his name. I'm sorry. A lot of people are going to dog me on that. But it's been so long ago and I can't remember his name. But I really enjoy all these. It's just when I'm drunk, I want to watch something stupid and crazy. I watch Jackass. Next is the 8 movie collection of Friday the 13th. My favorite Jason movie is not in this, and that's Jason X, which is Jason in space. Next is the 8 film collection of Nightmare on Elm Street. The complete 7 movie collection of Chucky, that awesome lenticular Chucky. I have still yet to watch The Cult of Chucky, or The Curse of Chucky. I watched all the way up to The Seed of Chucky. I'm kind of nervous about the other 2 because I've heard some bad things from people. Next is my Wanted collection. I'm so glad to have this. Wanted was one of my favorite 2008 films with Angelina Jolie and can't remember his name. It actually came with nothing but DVD. Here's the DVD. It looks like a Target, but I had it on Blu-ray. So to make it even better, here I'll have the other DVD right there. I put my Blu-ray in there with it, just to up it a little bit. But one thing that irritated me was one of my friends stole my collector item, which was a rectangle. It was as big and as wide as a phone, but it was a scene script of a scene, and I'm really mad about that. But I'm really glad to have this in my collection. It's really awesome. If you haven't seen Wanted, please check it out. It's a really great film. I really enjoyed it. Had some great actors, and this needs a lot of cleaning. My son has messed with it. And this is my ultimate Superman collection. I'm a huge... There's a lot of Superman movies and Batman movies. It's unreal. But this is the Superman Ultimate Collector's Edition. It comes with every Superman and Superman 4-disc Special Edition, Superman 2 2-disc Special Edition, Superman 2 The Richard Donner Cut, Superman 3 Deluxe Edition, Superman 4 The Quest for Peace Deluxe Edition, and the crappy Superman Returns 2-disc Special Edition. And then you have You Will Believe, The Making of the Saga, and look up in the sky, the amazing story of Superman. And it has that awesome lenticular right there, him smashing through his own symbol. It's one of my favorite lenticulars. Done so well. And on the back, you got Christopher Reeve. I really enjoyed this. I think I did an unboxing video of this. It's one of my favorites. And that is my collector edition Blu-rays. And then we've all seen my TV shows, so I'm not going to put that in there. Next up, regular, just plain old, we got the director's cut of Daredevil. This is one of, I enjoyed this film for what it was. It's fun. It had Marco Clark Duncan in it, I believe, Jennifer Garner, Ben Affleck, Colin Farrell. Colin Farrell was awesome. Which, it was good for what it was. Yes, it's still in there. Next is Deep Blue Sea 2. Once again, I'm a huge fan of sharks. I enjoyed the first one. The second one, I looked at it as a sequel / remake and its own twist. I really enjoyed it. It was fun. I really enjoy shark movies that are outrageous, and this was outrageous. It was fun. Nothing tops the first. The first one was better. But my wife has yet to watch that. Next is The Dark Tower. I really enjoyed this. Based on the best-selling book. Matthew McConaughey, guys, just did a great job. So did Idris Elba. He's awesome. Didn't he do Man with the Iron Fists? Oh, I think he did. No, that was Raz. My bad. But this was really good. Next is the very first Vin Diesel Triple X from the director of Fast and the Furious, and it came out in 2002. It was a year after he did Fast and the Furious, which was awesome. A lot of great. It had Vin Diesel, Mark. Man, I can't pronounce these names, but it was a fun movie. My uncle actually had a yard sale, and I wanted this movie, and he let me just have it. It was awesome. I was a young kid. Next up is one of my dad's favorite movies. I believe, I can't remember what year it came out. I bought this at Family Video, and if you've not seen this movie, it was, who was in it? Had Zach Galifianakis, Jason London. It's really good. It's out cold. If you've not seen this, this is like a hidden gem in my collection. I really enjoyed this movie. It's awesome. This dude gets his dick. Zach Galifianakis gets his dick frozen inside of a hot tub. It's funny and hilarious. Man, I want to watch this again. It's X-Men style meets in snowboard action. It's an awesome film. It's a wild comedy, really fun. I'm actually gonna watch that before I go to bed. That's not supposed to be in there. Next up is Underworld: Rise of the Lycans. Don't have to say nothing about that. Really good. Technically, the first Underworld. It explains the beginning of the whole war. Prequel, sequel, however you want to say it. Really good. And it even says on the birth of a hero, the rise of a legend, the beginning of a war. It says itself. It just... And I don't think it has Kate Beckinsale in it. I think this is the one that doesn't have Kate Beckinsale. Nope. She is not in this one. But the actress looked just like Kate Beckinsale. Next up is an awesome, inspired by a true story. It has James Franco, Martin Henderson, David Ellison, Jennifer Decker, and Jen Reno. And this movie is called Flyboys. If you've not seen this movie is awesome. Really fun. It's awesome. From the producer of Independence Day and The Patriot, and James Franco, at the time when this came out, he did Spider-Man 3, uh, which was alright. But I really enjoyed this. My dad rented this when I was in 6th grade, and I fell in love with this. I like war movies and old school fighting scenes with planes. It just draws me in. I really enjoyed this film. Next up is a it's a cheesy movie, but they're still making them. And this was I think the first movie. This was the movie that set the role for Neil Patrick Harris, and I believe getting the role in How I Met Your Mother, from what I've heard, and that's Starship Troopers. This is the only one I have. It's because it's the only one I like. I have Starship Troopers 3, Manador, but I didn't like it as much as this one. The first two are the best, but it has the Casper Van Dien is in every single one of them. He's made his career with Starship Troopers, but this is my favorite one of all time. And this edition came out in 2007, and the movie came out in 1997. Next up is the movie that set Paul Walker's career, and it also starred the star from Dawson's Creek, James Vanderbeek. It also had John Voight and Paul Walker, and that's Varsity Blues. A really good football comedy about how a hometown is, they just love football. If you've not seen this movie, it's really good. Uh, I enjoy it all the time. My dad has this on DVD and VHS. We originally had it on VHS. I really enjoy this movie, and my favorite guy, which this guy is on Miami Vice, he plays Tweeter. You know who I'm talking about. I think his name is Scott Ken, I want to say. But I really enjoyed this movie. It's pretty cool. Next up is an outrageous movie of 2012. I didn't even have to look at the year. And that's Andy Samberg, Adam Sandler, Andy Samberg. That's my boy. Outrageous, just funny. Uh, Dirty, but it was perfect. I enjoyed it for what it was. Next up is a movie I enjoy watching with my wife, and that's The Fault in Our Stars. Yes, I enjoy romantic soft movies like this. It helps. It, I like watching movies with my wife, and she likes this stuff. So I even watch Twilight. Give me a break. Next is Halo Nightfall. Really good one. Uh, different to the Halo 4 Forward Unto Dawn. This was a twist. It was pretty cool. Next up is another good movie of, I believe, 2013, and that's Jeff Bridges, Ryan Reynolds, R.I.P.D. Rest in Peace Department. Oh, this is like a twist on Men in Black. Think about it. Aliens come in, the cops die, and they're in between heaven and hell, and they save the world. It's a twist on Men in Black, guys, and they did it great. And I'm a huge Ryan Reynolds fan, so I really love this movie. I really wish I had these on Blu-ray, but I'm okay with having them on DVD. And that's my free film collection of Jurassic Park. I really enjoyed Jurassic World. I can't wait to see the next installment of that. And these are Steven Spielberg's babies to Lucasfilm's Star Wars. Because this one, yeah, Jurassic Park 3 came out in 2001, and that's this film my dad got, which was his first DVD he ever got, and he received with his very first Blu-ray, DVD player. That thing was huge. It was massive, um, which was awesome. I enjoyed the film, and I enjoy all the Jurassic Parks. Steven Spielberg was awesome with these. I really enjoyed them. And if you guys didn't know, Vince Vaughn actually starred in the second one, The Lost World. A lot of people didn't know that, but his name don't pop up because he was an up and coming star. But I really enjoyed the Jurassic Parks. Next up is two movies to I'd love to see a third one, but I really enjoyed the first one more than the 2014 movie, and that's 21 Jump Street and 22 Jump Street. Really like to have these on Blu-ray, but it's okay. I'm a huge Jonah Hill, Channing Tatum fan. I even have Magic Mike. I watched that with my wife too. I really enjoyed these films. They're awesome. It took a take off of Johnny Depp, and I can't remember the other guy's name, but he's in the movie. Uh, son of a bitch. Dude played at Night at the Roxbury. He was in the TV show 21 Jump Street. Uh, Johnny Depp starred in it too. Oh my god. But I really enjoyed him. The favorite line in this one, my name's Jeff. Uh, a 2003 film, which is another Adam Sandler movie, following after uh, Big Mr. Deeds, which is Anger Management with Jack Nicholson and Adam Sandler. I really enjoyed this film. John C. Reilly was awesome in the part where Adam Sandler and him get into it. Oh, this is I love these movies. The Fallen Angel 3 movie collection, Legion, Priest, and Gabriel. I really enjoy these movies. If you haven't watched these movies, they're supposed to be watched, I believe, Gabriel, Legion, and then Priest. You can watch them either way you want, you'll still understand it, but it's a really awesome trilogy. Next up is, I think this is my special edition. Yeah, my special edition, The Rock and Shane William Scott, The Rundown. Oh my gosh. The Rock has been making movies that kick ass since 2003, guys. He put out this and Walking Tall. He's done Scorpion King in 2002 or 1, about the same time era as this. But this is one of my favorites, this and Walking Tall. This movie is awesome. I can watch it all the time. It's just Shane William Scott is the comedy relief to the action in the movie. Really good film. Down to the last two movies in this. Marlon Wayans is 50 Shades of Black. I really enjoyed this. My wife did not. She hated me for buying this, but it was funny. I enjoyed it because I'm not a big fan of 50 Shades of Grey, and it made fun of it. It was perfect. Next up is a Lucasfilm, and this is a true story. It's about in Italy, 1944, as a war takes its toll on Allied forces in Europe. A squadron of black pilots known as the Tuskegee Airmen are finally given a chance to prove themselves in the sky, even as they battle discrimination on the ground, featuring jaw-dropping aerial action and thrilling special effects. Red Tails, uh, is a breathtaking tribute to the unsung heroes who rose above extraordinary challenges and ultimately soared into history. Supporting actor Jerry Maguire, 1996, actor Hustle and Flow, 2005, which was nominee Terrence Howard and Jerry Maguire, actor Cuba Gooding Jr. Put on two great roles in this film. This film is awesome. I really enjoyed this. It came out in 2012. I was in high school. When I heard this film was coming out, I went out and bought it, and then I went to my history teacher, and we watched it the next day in school. It was awesome. I really enjoyed this. This film, I haven't watched it in a while, but it's awesome. It's a hidden gem to Lucasfilm. Kind of like Howard the Duck and the other one before Howard the Duck. It was the first movie he did. But I want to find Howard the Duck so bad. I enjoy that movie so much. It was a pinnacle moment when I was a kid growing up watching movies. In VHS, when my dad set up his collection was what he watched the most. And every time I would open the cabinet, the first thing I would see was this duck on a VHS case. And I'm like, I want to watch that. And I watched it, and I fell in love with it when I was a kid. Just like RoboCop. I could watch RoboCop all the time. I used to walk around doing noises. My dad even got me an action figure of RoboCop, which he won't let me have because I love the movie so much, and he loved the movie. He wants to keep that to remember. But my mom said, eventually I will get it. Well, guys, that was the last movie of part 1 of my DVD collection. This has been an hour and 19 minutes, guys. I've done this video for you. I am so tired. My mouth is so dry from talking. I don't think I've done this much talking in a video in a while. But I'm so glad I'm putting this out for you guys. I enjoyed this video so much. Like I said, I'm taking a step back from trying to get my restaurant open. I'm wanting that to happen, but right now, the money ain't falling in line right now. So I'm going to be focusing more on my YouTube channel. It was my first love because movies was my first love, and I really enjoy it. And I'm looking at all these movies I have to put up now, and I'm enjoying every minute of this. I enjoyed this movie. Like, my face hurts from smiling so much. Oh, sorry. But anyway, I'm so glad I finally put out this video for you guys. Like I said, those videos I was editing, I didn't edit them correctly, and I messed them up, and I put myself down about it because I was like, man, I want to start editing my videos, but I'm gonna tweak with a video. I'm just gonna like do a short video, whatever, and then I'm gonna practice editing with that video, and then if that video turns out good, how I like it, then I'll put the video out, and you guys can judge, see how good my editing was. But in my opinion, editing a video is you take things out that you messed up. And when you have a collection like this and all these movies, it's hard to keep track on actors' names and all that. And one of my friends that's doing his digital collection, he's writing down the names of the actors in his movie. I remember my favorite actors that were a pinnacle mark on my childhood. That's who I remember, and it's hard for me to remember everyone. That's why they put their names on the back of these for a reason, and it's so hard. It's so I don't want to look at it. I want to try to remember for myself. And editing that out takes away from my opinion the struggle for me to do these videos. I want them to be flawless. I want them to be perfect. But at the same time, I want it to be authentic. So that's why I've been fading away from editing. I want it to be authentic. I want you to know that I do mess up. I do forget people's names. I do forget how to pronounce names. I'm not the smartest person in the world, but I know a lot about movies and uh, video games and technology. Some people think I don't know a lot about movies, but you can sit down with me and we can have a conversation about movies all day. I guarantee it. I love movies, and if you're a movie buff, that's all you know practically, and you can talk about it all day. I get in arguments on who's the best Batman ever. In the comment section, I want the list. We've done this before, but I didn't see any comments. But being this is a new channel, I've started from my past one, which you could see that one. It's still the same name, but it's a Joker face. This is I did my own face for this channel now. I changed my mind about that. I changed that. Uh, anyway, I want to know who's your favorite Batman and the list of the Batmans and what order you would put them. Right offhand, I could tell you who my favorite Batman is. It will go Michael Keaton, Adam West, Christian Bale, George Clooney, Val Kilmer. Val Kilmer is number 5. I'm not a fan of Val Kilmer. I don't know why. I don't know what it's about him. He's a good actor. I just did not like him as Batman. And I felt that George Clooney was better as Batman than Val Kilmer, and a lot of people would disagree with me. But once again, that's my list. That's my opinion. Even though 1997 Batman damn near killed George Clooney's career, I'm going to be honest. But that's my opinion. The only thing that was good about Batman Forever was Jim Carrey and Tommy Lee Jones. Jim Carrey is the perfect Riddler. Name one other person that can play Riddler just as good as Jim Carrey. One. Jim Carrey was made for that part. That's like Robert Downey Jr. and Iron Man. Mark Ruffalo and Hulk. In my opinion, Mark Ruffalo makes a good Hulk. Hugh Ferrigno will always be a lot of people's favorite Hulk for Hulk. But I kind of like Edward Norton and Mark Ruffalo. Mine would go Hugh Ferrigno, Edward Norton, Mark Ruffalo, and the 2003 guy. We've only had 4 people play Hulks, I think. And I want to see another Singleton Hulk. We haven't seen one in a long time. And I want to see one off of Planet Hulk, off the comic book of Planet Hulk. They have the cartoon for it, which I enjoyed. And I want to see Hulk versus Wolverine. That would be awesome. Anyway, guys, this was a long video. Long video. And I wish I didn't have to end it. But unfortunately, I got to put movies up. I got to get to bed and start thinking about how I want to do the next video, the part 2 of this. And if you like this video, hit the like button. If you have any comments or questions, put it in the comment section. If you're new to the channel and you like what you see, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Thanks, guys. Have a great night. See you tomorrow.